I think we should get into the specifics, but my goodness, $500 million is quite a large Series B. What do you need that level of capital for, and what does it reflect?
Yeah, so I mean, I would say, very happy to be here, and thank you. Really what it reflects is, on the one hand, very strong confidence from some of our lead investors in the product. This is from Jane Street and Situational Awareness, have led our round. Very strong, on Jane Street's sides, they're absolute technical experts. They understand the kind of product we're doing. And then Situational Awareness, that's Leopold Aschenbrenner's fund. He wrote the book on AGI, right. And he really understands where this whole space is going. What we are looking to do with this product and with this money. Firstly, I would say the demand for LLM compute is just insatiable. Right. All of the frontier labs are looking at where this space is going, and they're all concerned, I'm going to run out of silicon, I won't be able to serve all the demand I've got. Right. So our goal overall has been to make the highest throughput per square millimeter of silicon that any product has.
This is about computational density.
That's right.
That's right. And so you guys are basically saying throughput in terms of flops per millimeter squared, this is something you can own. What was the breakthrough? What is it that you're so good at to achieve this?
Yeah, so there's really a combination of two things. If you look at the products in the market previously, there's been the HBM-based family, which is Nvidia, Google, Amazon, and then there's been the SRAM-based family. Which
you are SRAM?
We are both, actually, uniquely. So it's kind of taking two good ideas and putting them together. It is possible to do both very high throughput, as you get from HBM, but also very low latency, as you get from SRAM, and do that in the same product. What it gives you is actually a product that is better than any other product in the market at throughput. This is exactly the flops per square millimeter that you described, while also matching some of the best, like the Cerebrus and the Grok, at latency.
Let's talk about how quickly people can start deploying this, Reiner, because what your aim is to complete the final design this year. You hope to start manufacturing, shipping even in 2027. Who do you need to partner with on that? How do you expect to be manufacturing here in the US or abroad?
Yeah, so I mean, there's a few big parts of the supply chain, and this is common for us as well as many other semiconductor firms in this space. Really, you need logic wafers, memory wafers, which is HBM, and then you need rack build-outs. And so those are the big parts of our supply chain. TSMC is well recognized as the best provider of logic wafers, and then the memory wafers, there's the big three, which are SK Hynix, Samsung, and Micron, and then there's a whole range of providers across the rack and manufacturing side. One of the big things that if you want to manufacture in very large volumes, we hear about these multi-gigawatt deals that are coming out. These require billions of dollars of manufacturing, and then actually setting up hundreds of millions of dollars put into setting up supply chains in advance of delivering that. And so that's a big part of what we're excited to be able to do now. You
left Google in 2022. And the goal was creating a better chip from scratch, Reiner. But have you been impressed by the leaps that TPU has taken? It seems to have impressed the market. What is it that you felt wasn't at Google for you that you now can build better?
Yeah, so I think what is really required is if you want to absolutely nail the LLM workload, you have to be willing to break compatibility with previous chips. And so one of the strong guarantees you see all of the existing players providing is you can take a program that was written on my previous generation chip or my generation of chips 5 years ago, and it will run on my next generation chip. And so a lot of what that means is there are constraints on my chip has to support all of the previous number formats I supported. It has to support all of the different programming model, the way I communicate between cores on the chip. All of those have to be the same as each other. We felt that it would be necessary, if you really want to just absolutely nail this workload without regards for backwards compatibility or other workloads or anything like that, you need to something of a blank slate design is required. For us, this means very large matrices, very low precision support, and then, in fact, an ability to split your very large systolic array into small pieces.
You name-checked Grok, I think, with some admiration a second ago. I mean, when Nvidia acquired Grok, Jensen Huang's view was that they were struggling to find their place in the world, in the market. And for what it's worth, Cerebrus, who you name-checked as well, filed confidentially for IPO yesterday. Why might you succeed where Grok had to go to Nvidia, and I guess they're working on something. And the public markets, are needed for capital going forward.
Yeah, so I would say this is historically, the market has been won by the HBM-based players. That's the Google, Amazon, Nvidia, and not by Grok and Cerebras. SRAM-only chips are very good for latency, but when you want to run very long context models, you run out of memory capacity. SRAM is too small. Right. It's fast, but too small. Really, the hybrid of doing weights in SRAM, so you get the low latency, as well as having the HBM for very long context support is, we believe that's what enables the low latency without all of the compromises that you would get otherwise.
Reiner Pope, thank you so much for joining us today.